Welcome back, Beaver fans. Tonight we have some BVU Overwatch lined up for you tonight against Wartburg College, the Knights, a team we've seen quite a bit before. I have some inside intelligence from one of the players, and I hear it's supposed to be a pretty good night. So, yeah, we're going to get you into that just as soon as we can. We have some players getting into the lobby now, so we'll be dealing with some logistics, picks, bans, all that kind of stuff. And we will get you into the game very shortly. Alrighty, folks, it is game time. Let's get us in here.
Initiating match.
We have Lijiang Tower for our sorry, just Lijiang is what it is. Tower is one of the specific maps. I believe this is Garden. A very typical first map for a lot of teams. It's a very well liked map. A lot of strategies going on here. I need to switch my overlay. There we go. That's looking a little bit more like it. We have your typical lineups. We have Weebu Hippo, Serial Uwu, Diraptor, Prologue, GM, and Backslap for BVU. And then from the Wartburg Knights, looks like we have Maragaz, Yogatoon, Bergenturge, Pickled Poet, and Biggest of Owls.
2, 1. Round 1. Capture.
Let's get you into that. A Malga pick from Diraptor, one that we see quite commonly. We see a soldier flanking. Diraptor's going to try and chase that. Ooh, lands almost right on top of him, and the soldier barely gets out. Let's see if the Reaper can finish him off. And he does. Diraptor now returning to his team, gets behind the Reinhardt, who is very low HP, shreds straight through him, sees two low supports, goes for them, gets the Juno. Prologue finishing off the Moira. Let's see if we can finish off that Symmetra. We're going for it. We're just going to cook that teleporter real quick. We have a Zarya pick to try and counter the Malga, no doubt. We see a back cap happening from the team there. Diraptor jumping onto the Symmetra, cooking through her. Trying to get this Juno, who's killed by Weebu Hippo. Charging after the Zarya now. A jump on there to save his supports. And then the rest of the team kind of cleans up the point there. I don't have my little caster camera overlay. Put that back up so you guys can see my beautiful, beautiful face. We're currently working on a player system where we can hopefully see some of the players behind the screen. Working on that currently. We have it working. It's just we need to actually get it approved and for someone to actually take that. So we may be looking out for that in the future. Ooh, Diraptor with a very heavy charge in was slept. His Kiriko throwing that Suzu on him though. We get the Zarya very low, finish her off. Jumping after the Mei. We go for the Ana instead. A good choice. Unfortunately, she was getting healed by her Life Weaver there. An anti on Diraptor, so he's going to run back to point where he sees a Symmetra who got out from her teleporter. Take out the teleporter. Serial Uwu trying to get that Ana. Not finding anything with it though. We've seen overclock from Serial Uwu that he has. That could maybe be good. Ooh, and a really good orbital that's going to allow BVU to fight this for a little bit longer. We're going to trap into a blizzard. That is not a terrible spot to be in, but not a good spot to be in, especially with that Symmetra, who was just able to farm that charge off of him. And unfortunately, that is going to be a cage that doesn't get a whole lot of use, but it doesn't look like they need it. As they just to continue working on Wartburg, getting him down. We're in overtime now, so really just have to clear the point, which it looks like we've done. And there's no one quite there in time, so BVU gets the very first round of that. A lot of good things happening there.
1-0.
Some very intelligent playstyles I was seeing from Diraptor, so that's very good.
This is supposed to be
Again, spamming his hello voice line like we see him do quite frequently.
everyone
Gonna switch over composition a little bit. I believe we had a an Ana last time, which we just switched back to now. We had a Kiriko before. I think we switched to Ana later. I'm not totally sure though. But we're gonna see an Ana Juno from both teams. We're still gonna stick with the Sim. We're going back to the Soldier for Wartburg, and then for our team we have a Reaper and a Sojourn. Making a lot of space here. We see a switch to Ramatra. Ooh, those turrets really cooking our Ana. Prologue just barely manages to escape that. Ooh, and unfortunately gets jumped on by the Sim. So also in a bad spot. He's playing Neo right now. He manages to get away and just finishes off the Soldier there. Our Malga there to stomp on him just in case he was able to get out. So jumping very far back, grabbing that health pack. Rest of the team kind of falling off point here. Raptor and Weebu Hippo forced into a little bit of a weird spot without their team. Raptor going in very far, chasing that Ana who gets the sleep. We see a Ramatra jumping onto us. He's pretty low. If we have another gun on him, he could probably go down here. Take the Ana out first. Very smart, very smart. Ramatra's running away. We're going to chase him, and he goes down. We're going to chase the Sim also, who just barely manages to get back out to her spawn room. We see a switch to Orisa. And we also see a Blossom and an Orbital from BVU, as well as being pretty close in the next three. So, give me some good fights here. We also see a Sim Wall coming up, so that could probably allow the Knights to actually try and force their way onto that point. We're going to open with Orbital. There's that wall I was talking about. And a good Blossom straight behind the wall kind of nullifies that a little bit. We saw the Juno very low. He goes back for it. Gets Pickled Poet. Going to go into the Orisa. Reaper just the tank shredder. And we see that's a 4K. We're going to get the 5. We're going to get the 5. A very big stagger on that Symmetra. Sent back to the spawn room. Just 10% left, and I really don't think... Oh, that's going to be a big cage. There we go, and they're not going to be able to get to point. Unless there's someone outside of it, but I'm not sure if there is. And there were 2 people that got past it because of the Sim TP, it looks like. Raptor's just going to finish that off, and the rest of the team is going to fight that, getting those 2 while the Raptor just sits up front and plays like the big man that he is. Just trying to take any kind of space so that they are not able to get to point, and that is going to be map 1. Lijiang goes to BVU. See what our play of the game is here. Maybe a cage, maybe a Blossom. The answer was C, none of the above. That very last play we saw with the Symmetra stagger. We'll see you in just a second with round 2. Alrighty, on to map 2 now. I do not have to change my overlay. We are good. We're on Shambali Monastery. Not one that we see a whole lot from what I can remember. I know it's definitely not one of my favorites personally. I like the little beginning of the map scuffle. It's kind of funny, where the round hasn't actually started yet, but it still allows you to like select a hero and get out of the spawn room. So people just pick a random hero and then just, you know, meet up and throw out random abilities. See if we had any substitutions. It doesn't look like it. This is an escort map, so that is just a payload, and you get points based on how far you push it, either a third of the way through, 2/3 of the way through, or all the way to the end, getting 1, 2, and 3 points respectively. Going to be playing a very similar composition to the last one, where we have the Reaper, a Mei, which is different, Raptor on Mauga, of course. Definitely his bread and butter there. Believe in my time of casting Overwatch, I really only see him mainly play Mauga and Orisa. I've seen other heroes as needed, I believe, but again, mainly just those two. And then a Kiriko Juno, a good composition there. And then we see a very big mix-up from the last game with a Torb, a Mei, a Sigma, a Moira, and an Ana from Wartburg.
Stop the payload.
I'll handle this.
The Raptor jumping right into the fray. We see Weebu Hippo going down. The Raptor just charging the Sigma far, far too much. Got a little bit trigger happy there, and the Beavers get a little bit run through there. We're struggling to get out now with both our supports. Let's hope we can do so. We are able to. We see a switch from 3 of our players, all of the ones except supports, to a Sigma, one I've never seen Raptor play, to a Sigma match. We're also going to Torbjorn match here. Let me see a Sojourn once again from Cyril Uwu. Really seeing a bit of a Sigma 1v1 here. Biggest of owls, that Ana is very low in that back, and unfortunately we did not have our grasp anymore to escape that. A slide to dodge the rock. The Sigma is 1 HP. And Weebu Hippo in a bad spot there, just goes out to die. And Wartburg is really pushing back here. I mean, we have 5 minutes on this first point. That is a lot of time. I think BDU was just really trying to play too aggressively, and it started to not work out in their favor. Cyril Uwu trying to run this high ground with the Sojourn. Weebu Hippo just running back from spawn. Ooh, and a good rock cancel from the Raptor. Glad he got that off. And again, just ran out of our abilities there. This is not looking good for BVU this round.
Hello there.
The Raptor seems to be having a bit of a struggle in the Sigma. Something that I've kind of noticed as a tank and Sigma player myself is that he's a very good character. I mean, you know, the Accretion, the Rock, and the Shield, and also the Grasp are all very good abilities, but if you don't cycle them correctly, it can really cause some problems for you. We've got to stop charging that Sigma Grasp. That is one thing that I've noticed a couple times now that's just really kind of causing us problems. But as I was saying, Sigma is a character who, whenever you play him, you really need a lot of support from your team because you can't do as much with him as you can with other tanks, but his different kit allows for some really good utility. You know, with a stun, a shield, and an absorption ability, he's a very good character. It's just he needs a little bit more support than some of the other tanks do. We see the The grab going out, which managed to somehow just barely miss everyone as they got out. Looks like it was enough to cause enough chaos, where we're now to the point where I think we can probably get this. A barely missed rock on that Moira, unfortunately. And we go to grasp into the Moira orb.
Hello there. Hoi.
A good block with that rock there. Rock block. Returned by the enemy Sigma. We get into a boxing match at this point. That Sigma is very low HP, but after that grasp, that's going to give us a lot of overhealth. Raptor returns it, finds the Sigma, throws the rock the wrong way. The bad thing about Sigma's rock is it has a pretty slow travel time, so you have to predict it a little bit. And sometimes, I mean, you know, it's literally just a matter of if they go right or left, and you kind of have a 50-50 chance of actually hitting it. Sometimes we have to get on the point. We see a Raptor switching to Hazard this time. That turret is just causing him some problems, and then the anti as well. A Blizzard on the point, and then a followed up by the May Icicle, but unfortunately the lava just runs us through as we chase the Torbjorn, and that is going to be the first round with 3 minutes left on the clock. That is a good run for Wartburg.
0 to 3. Switching sides.
The important thing is to keep learning.
Initiating match.
As May was so generous to point out, the important thing is to keep learning. Wise words.
Ready for battle.
Definitely a big switch up on the
4,
now attackers BVU.
1.
We see a Winston from Raptor. Let's see if we can make this dive work. We also see a Genji and a switch to a Moira as well. So we're definitely going for a pretty heavy dive here with 3 of our characters at least. We see the rest of the team going up left. Raptor pushing the cart on main. Predicting a jump up to main here soon. If we can maybe get a Genji with us. Ooh, and an unfortunate demise for Raptor, as he is just rocked, antied, and every anti-tank cooldown there, really. See a Moira to our left, going to chase that and fall off of it. Raptor is now back, going to wait for his team a little bit and see if we're going to try the same thing. It looks like we're going for a right push this time through this little room. Once again, he's just having a whole lot of trouble. Weebu Hippo also taking quite a bit of damage. He's really wanting that Moira. Goes to the dash. Doesn't get it, though. So Uwu also on a Pharah now. We see 2 support ults coming up from the Knights. Nothing really coming up from BBU except for Genji Blade. Maybe that can cause enough chaos to kind of get the ball rolling, but we'll see. Let's switch to his perspective. He's sneaking up on him. He's looking for that blade. And he's not looking for that blade.
Health restored.
3 others on the team are sent back to the spawn room. We see a switch to Zarya now, and then a switch to Kiriko. No doubt to deal with that that Ana, who is just not allowing the Raptor to play the game, really. That is the average tank experience, unfortunately. Zero going to deal with that turret, takes that out.
Enemy turret destroyed.
I heard a Genji blade, and I did not get to see a Genji blade as he goes down almost immediately. Silu Wu getting an Ana and a Torbjorn. Gets back around that corner. Some very good supports on Silu Wu there. Rocked out of the air at about 10 HP, I believe I saw. But some very good supports to bring him back up. And I think that's going to be enough to put BVU enough to roll this card in. We're going for this Torbjorn, a bubble for backup. We are seeing a contest from a Reinhardt now, and we also see a Weibo Hippo switching off to Cassidy. We throw a lot of ults to try and stop that push in, but Siru the Raptor are there to finish the kills and push everything in. We see both support ults from BVU as well as a black hole, so this could be a really nice time for BVU. We should have a little bit of an easier time getting through here, especially considering that Wartburg has kind of wasted all their ults. We see a black hole on a Mei and an Ana, gets them. And we finish all 3 of them off as the Reinhardt is pulled in at the last second there. Moira in our back line, see if we can take care of her. She is able to get out. We still have Kitsune Rush, which could be very vital on this very big straightaway. A Nano Reinhardt is going to be very scary and up in our face. They're doing everything they can to keep the Raptor alive, but he still goes down. And that Reinhardt is still just giving us so much trouble. We now see a switch off to Ramatra. Weibo Hippo now has Deadeye. Let's see if we can, you know, get an Elim or 2, maybe make some space. Or maybe we're taken out immediately. Some of these DPS ults are a little bit harder to use than others, but let's see if we can get anything done. We have a Ramatra shield, so we can kind of hide behind that. And maybe try and do something with that. Ramatra shield to hide behind, and there's that High Noon, and there he gets 3 with it. Pull a clip on that real quick. And I finish off with the Raptor just throwing rights, throwing lefts. And that's going to be enough to push the cart in.
30 seconds remaining.
That Ramatra shield, I knew it was coming up. Playing a little bit of Counterwatch here, as far as the tanks are running, which is something that the perks were introduced to try and negate a little bit. For those of you that may not know, I don't believe I've talked about this on stream yet or not, but Overwatch has recently introduced perks, which are something that you unlock throughout the game and are reset at the end of most rounds. Ooh, that's a bad shatter. They're dumping ults at us. as we saw a Blizzard, a Shatter, and a Nano. Not sure that was necessary, but BVU should have a really good push coming up here because they've kind of used all of their all their bargaining power. Wartburg only having Bob, which can be really good, especially for contest. But we almost we have Kitsune, we have Ramatra's Annihilation, we have Blizzard, and we almost have a Deadeye. So all of these should be really good on their own, especially if they're comboed in any kind of way. There's that Kitsune rush. Raptor gets anti. That's gonna be unfortunate. We pop the ults. We take care of Bob pretty easily as the Raptor is just taking so much damage from that Malga. He goes down. We see a Deadeye Blizzard. Unfortunately, even with so many ults and so many good ults especially, they are still able to get through us enough. And a Maywell blocks the Raptor just barely from getting onto that point. That is unfortunate. That was very good from the May from the block there. He was that close. A lot of improvement from Wartburg from last map to this one. Gonna bring us up to 1-1. See a Kamehameha Moira from Pickled Poet getting a 4K, and then finishing off with a skill orb on backslap. We will see you in just a second on map 3.
Your data is worth more than gold.
And back into the action on Colosseo. Who would have guessed it? That is Gold's favorite map for sure.
Initiating match.
Let us see what we can get done. It's a very well-made map. There's a lot of detail past the outside here. A lot of houses, a whole little city going on. Some like a Parthenon-looking building. Some aqueducts, a big like Capitol-looking thing, a little arena. Not the focus of this by any means, but impressive map construction.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Back into the game. Wouldn't you know it, the Raptor is playing Malga again. We see a Symmetra from Zero Uwu. We see a Hazard and a Venture from Wartburg, so they're going to be playing a bit of a dive-heavy comp here. Here's that Venture. Gets back into the ground. And falls back with it. The Raptor's chasing it, though. That Venture's low. I just know that he is calling that like his life depends on it. That Venture has been 1 HP for a hot amount of time. Our Reaper gets our Kiriko, but we trade it. That Venture's 1 HP. It goes down. We finish off the hazard soon after.
What's up? How's it going? Hey, what's up?
I hear a Nano. It's a Nano Reaper. I see a Venture who's just tearing through us in the back line, getting both of our supports, as Venture is supposed to do. And the Reaper just kind of tearing through the rest of the team. Serial Uwu running away, manages to get out. We teleport on to the robot into their behind. We get the Reaper just before he is able to get his ultimate off again, also taking out the Sojourn. And then the tank staggers himself shortly after. Pickled Poet. See if we can get Pickled Poet. We know that they're there. Not sure if we're gonna be able to get them though. We see 4 ults from BVU and 1 from Wartburg.
Barricades on the move.
There are only 2 guarantees in life. That Overwatch Gold is going to play Colosseo, and Overwatch Gold is going to Cage Blossom any chance they get. Wartburg is kind of just playing from all sides at BVU right now. And it seems to be working, as BVU is just having a really, really hard time doing anything. If we can get a good enough group up again, we're gonna see that Cage Blossom here soon.
They're taking the lead. Stop them immediately. Stop their barricade.
Weebu Hippo sees a soldier, pings him, runs back to his team. It's gonna be here soon. I can feel it. That Torbjorn's 1 HP. Sojourn or Malga runs in, stomps on him. That Anna's 1 HP. We're gonna run after her also. The Raptor just barely manages to get caught in that hazard ult, and it takes him down. BVU has carried 3 ults in, I believe, 3 team fights, maybe just 2. Got to start using these though, but unfortunately they just really haven't had a good time to. Jump off the bridge. We're gonna have a good point for it. Doesn't look like we grabbed enough to get the Blossom, but we could see it later on here. But we don't need it, as we finish off a team kill just with 2 shotguns. Actually, an unlimited amount of shotguns as far as Reaper lore goes. Because who needs extra ammo when you can just toss out your shotguns and summon some new ones? Weebu Hippo caught in a bad spot. Runs in to the orbital there, which is going to enable him to finish off that tank. We get the Ana as well. Our own tank goes down. That fight is going to stagger him a little bit, but should be fine, as by the time he comes back, we're already going to be in our next fight anyways. So that stagger shouldn't be too much of a problem. I want to see that Blossom. I know he's looking for it. This high ground should offer him a pretty good opportunity for it as well. Right now. Oh, there it is. Managed to get one with it, but that anti just negated his life steal, so he wasn't able to survive through it.
If you're in it with me, you're in it for life. Oi, oi.
The enemy barricade is advancing.
We see a soldier going behind. The Raptor switched to Hazard also. Going for a bit of a dive here as well. A counter dive. We managed to get the Hazard, but Raptor's looking low, but he's getting his heals back up. Goes for the soldier. Is able to take him out. Weebu Hippo goes for the Moira. He does not get it though. Dies to that. Raptor avenging him. Running back to the robot with the rest of our team. As the Torbjorn goes down, he was still able to get backslap posthumously, it looks like, from the kill feed. BDU has finally taken control of the robot. Only took him 125 meters to do so. Raptor has now charged his ultimate. It's going to be a good spot looking for it here on this big lane. Throws it down. We counter it with the other Hazard's ult. It puts the Raptor out of the range of his own ultimate. See what our DPS are doing. And it looks like Blurgen, Turge, and Ana were just able to kind of finish us off there. Was that a deflected Moira orb? Can you do that? I did not know you could do that. I don't know how I never knew that. Weebo Hippo able to help out in getting 2. Ooh, and a nasty drop onto the Ana there, finishing her off. BVU has once again regained control of the robot. It's going to be difficult for us here, as we only have under a minute left in this round. But BVU still has about 80 meters. Just over 80 meters. About 90. Just under 90. Just under 90 meters to have to push that robot. And all of that's going to have to be in overtime. We see a Genji Blade straight into the lava, which is going to kill us, unfortunately. We almost see our own Torb Lava coming out. It's getting very close on that. That could be pretty good on this last bit. Kind of do some area control and force them to not be able to fight where they want to. The Raptor goes down at a bad time. He would have had a really good ultimate there. Ooh, and we get caught in a Hazard ultimate at the last second. Genji dives onto point, just trying to take as much time as possible, but it's not going to be enough as no one else is anywhere near. And so that's going to be map 3, and that's going to go to Wartburg, making it now 1 and 2. See who that's going to go to. Blurgen Church. Not unexpected. He was going pretty crazy with this Hazard. Yeah, just getting straight into our backline and taking us out. We'll see you in just a second for round 4.
Traveling to Suravasa.
Back in it on Suravasa this time. Once again, a map we see quite often from BVU Gold.
Initiating match.
I saw in the chat a little bit earlier. I forgot to acknowledge that. We see Chunkles in the chat saying, "Let Prologue cook." I'd like to see him cook. He probably has been. I just haven't been paying attention to sports. Unsung heroes of most team-based shooters, unfortunately.
Ready for battle.
They're like the bassists of the gaming world. You don't notice that they're there, but you sure notice when they're gone. And they don't get enough credit. Such is the life of playing a support. We see a Junker Queen from Diraptor. We also see a Lucio from Prologue. That's going to be good for getting to these points quickly. And then a Torbjorn once again from Serial Uwu. We also see a Junker Queen from Blursion Turge. A return of the Venture.
All right, I am ready.
A good wall that's going to wall off a support and a tank. That tank's very low. She goes down. Gonna chase after the rest of them. Weeaboo Hippo not able to land his icicles. Let Prologue cook as he goes down. We see a switch to Hazard from Blurge and Turge. We're going after this Venture. Ooh, and that wall is going to prevent Diraptor from getting the Ana that he was looking for. Goes back in for it very aggressively. And there we go, finishing that off with Weeaboo Hippo. He goes down to the Hazard, though. And the rest of the team goes down, and that's going to be basically a forced regroup. Backslap just standing in a corner. The other Moira sees him. He has to get back to his team. Throw himself a an orb. We're going to run back in here. We have a Blizzard, which could be a good open. Or if we charge the Sojourn. Sojourn. Why do I keep calling everyone Sojourn today? Junker Queen. I don't know why I could not think of her name. Her little Carnage thing. That's going to be a team kill against BVU. That is unfortunate. Wartburg coming up to 75%. They're probably going to be up to like about 85, maybe more by the time BVU gets there. But we can open with this Queen Ultimate or this or Blizzard, and that could cause a bit of a shift in how this game's going to go. Our May goes in and is walled off by the Hazard. We see an open with the Raptors Ultimate. Goes for the Ana, gets her. The rest of the team was fighting in that Hazard Ultimate, and then we see the Venture popping Ultimate, and that's a second team kill on BVU, which is going to secure the very first point for Wartburg. I see a good spot for a Blizzard. We throw it in. That's going to be huge. There's a tank in it. That might have been the only one it got. I think everyone else might have managed to escape somehow. We finish off an Ana as well. I heard a Soldier that's causing us some problems. See if we can take him out or the Venture. A missed knife, but Venture just barely getting back to the ground. That Moira being 1 HP also. We managed to take out the Venture. Let's see if we can take out the Soldier as well. Could see the Torb Lava being used also here. There it is. Throws that right on that entrance, so they are not really able to push that. Ooh, we see an entirely missed Junker Queen Ultimate. Not entirely sure why that was used. We might be seeing a switch here because there was really nobody else with him. Yep, it was for a switch, as I thought. Otherwise, that would have been a very bad spot to use that ultimate. We do see an orbital from BVU as well as a Blizzard. So if we can open with really either of those, that can do some really good stuff for us. We pop orbital. It's too late for our tank to survive from it, though. Let's see if the rest of the team can get anything out of it, and I'm not sure. Venture Ultimate's going to cause us a lot of problems. We're fighting for it, but that is going to be it, I think. There's no one close enough for it, so we're going to just wait and go next.
Lost. Flashpoint ruins.
I believe a disconnect from Diraptor as he just stood still there. That definitely looked like a black screen, most likely. Anti onto Raptor, causing him some problems, but backslap with the Moira ult able to bring him up. Going for that venture, we do manage to finish that off.
I'm on fire.
Raptor waiting to do something. Bludgeon Turge gets a nano. Goes for our supports. They're holding together though, and they're not able to. Bludgeon Turge not able to get either of them. It wasn't enough to force BVU off here, but we're coming back up, and we've got a Torb ultimate to use. Also, we have a Symmetra switch from Weibo Hippo that could be seeing some use here. That laser is going to kind of cook through some people. We see a returned ultimate from our own Hazard. We don't do anything crazy with it though, but doesn't matter because it's enough to kind of force everyone away. Can we finish off the soldier? We do. It's a very well placed secondary fire there. Bludgeon Turd is able to get the Moira. That's a good shield. It's gonna allow us to keep fighting this. We take out Bludgeon Turd and Biggest of Owls. We retake that point. This one's gonna be important because with Wartburg already having 2 points in the series and 2 points in this map, it's kind of down to the wire here. If they're able to retake this, then that's going to be the night. And let's see if they're going to go for it. It looks like they are. Getting on the point. An orbital from Prologue. That should serve us well here. We go for the Ana. Aren't quite able to get her. Weibo Hippo goes down. Going after the soldier. He goes down. We see a Nanoed Reaper. It's enough for Wartburg to take the point.
Death Blossom is ready.
Maragaz now having Death Blossom, and BVU not having anything to defend it with. It's also going to be a struggle for BVU to even get back onto the point. As we're coming up very close, we have a Tracer who's going to try and touch. Tracer comes in, touches, gets slept out of it. Raptor running on point now. He's almost got his own ult. Throws that out. Is there anyone else to get there? Zero Wu sitting on point. Struggling to get this soldier. Gets onto the point. Contests a little bit more. Let's see if Prologue can get in. And he doesn't. And he gets caught on the wall. And that is going to be the night. As Wartburg takes us 3-1.
Play of the game. Surrender to my will.
And play of the game is going to go to Pickled Poet with a very well utilized, very well utilized Moira ult there. Just running through both teams really with some amazing heals and some damage there. Bring it to a bigger appearance of moi. Anyways, that is going to be the night now, and once again, that is going to end up 3 Wartburg, 1 Beavers. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this round of BVU Overwatch, and we'll be seeing you next week with all of your normal expectations. You know, Valorant, League, Rainbow, maybe a Rocket League or something, and then Overwatch next week as well. Also, we are now starting to post our VODs onto YouTube. So another shout out to the YouTube. Again, just BVU Esports over there. So there you'll be able to find some of our other live streams that aren't able to get pushed out to the Twitch. Usually the console games. So like yeah, like Smash and Mario Kart on Sundays, which I always forget to mention. So yeah, if you ever want to see some other games that maybe not don't get streamed as much, you can go to our YouTube and see those. And also, we are now going to be posting VODs. So any previous games that you don't get to watch on Twitch, you can watch on Twitch in our videos, or if they are expired after, I believe it's like a week or two, you can go to youtube.com and find those there. But yeah, plugs aside, very good rounds of BVU Overwatch. Again, Wartburg, as I said, I had some information that it was going to be a good night, and BVU was a little bit more confident going into that, but I think that might have served against them, really. But yeah, that is all for you guys.